only for persistent cloaca.
Good morning, everyone. At the outset, I would like to thank Purana sir, Mohit sir, and Sahani sir.
All of them later will come.
I would also like to thank all the teachers who have trained us all these years. This picture is almost 10 years back, and that one is of last year. I thank all the teachers. So coming to the case, the name itself is self-explanatory. Something which persists, which should not persist actually, is called as a persistent cloaca. It's an embryological structure which is seen only up to 5 or 6 weeks of gestation and should vanish after that or transform into various structures, but it does not, so it is called as persistent cloaca. This was 24 years old primary, 30 weaker. She came for growth scan to me. Anomaly scan was done elsewhere. She is non-diabetic, non-hypertensive, non-consanguineous marriage. Shows. So we'll straight away go to the video. Free fluid seen in the abdomen. Cystic lesion we can see in the pelvis. Coronal view, as sir just told me. We can see mild hydronephrosis. Spine looks okay. Bilateral mild hydronephrosis actually. And the cystic lesion is there in the midline. Color will show you that it is actually in the midline. And two small cystic lesions you can see at the side of that cystic lesion. We'll see what is that. Another closer look at the same. Here you can see that the ascitic fluid is not clear but shows internal echoes. And as you go down, you will see that it is actually a duplication of uterus. And those cystic structures surrounding it are actually dilated fallopian tubes. And if you go lower down, you will see a separated vagina also. Bladder is small, we will see in further video how the bladder looks like. Okay, going further down, this clip I have taken just to show that the rectum does not contain any meconium. We'll see what is the importance of that finding when we discuss the DDs. So, this last video, still down I am going, and at the perineum you can see there is no anal ring or PAMC. That hypo and hyperechoic center is missing, and plus you can see the gender of the fetus, which helps in the diagnosis actually. Okay, this is the same. Partially distended UV. This is fluid in the vagina. This is liver, and it is devoid of any calcification. We'll see how it helps in diagnosis. So the findings are ascites with internal echoes, uterus dilated with fluid. There is hydrometra, you can say. Hydrocorpus, there is again a biseptated vagina, dilated fallopian tubes, partially distended UV, mild bilateral hydronephrosis, and imperforate anus. This DD list I have got from Canon. Space occupying thoracic mass is one of the cause of fetal ascites, which is not there. Urinary ascites is not there in this case. We just saw it is a clear ascites and not like we saw this one. Ventral wall defect was not seen. Bowel obstruction. These are close DD. In one of the videos we saw mildly dilated loop of one of the loops, but not significant dilatation overall. Meconium peritoneum is actually present because it's a mix of meconium and urine which is seen in the peritoneal cavity. So actually it is meconium peritonitis, but we have lots of other findings. So this would be an incomplete diagnosis. Actually, persistent cloaca we are strongly suspecting. Ovarian cyst is ruled out because the cyst is in the midline and not paramedian. Generalized hydrops is also ruled out because we just have one finding, there is ascites. Evidence of cytomegalovirus infection was not there in Todd's report, and evidence of aneuploidy was not there in the anomaly scan report. So discussion, persistent cloaca is a congenital anomaly. This is the simplest line. Persistent cloaca is congenital anomaly in the rectum, vagina, urethra opening to common cavity due to abnormal separation of cloaca. Incidence is rare. It is up to 1 in 1 lakh live birth. So this picture says it all. The uterine bladder, urethra, uterus and vagina, and rectum and anal canal, everything opening to a single orifice. Conclusion: it's a difficult diagnosis and must be especially to differentiate from bowel obstruction and meconium peritonitis. However, the female fetus, multiple cystic lesions in the pelvis, cysts in the midline, and no meconium in the rectum. All these findings will go in favor of persistent cloaca. fetus has to be delivered at a higher institute where there is a pediatric surgeon, pediatric urologist and all. Actually, this lady had a premature delivery and it was a stillborn fetus at 8 months, and they were not ready for any further testing or autopsy. But the notes which I got from the doctor was it was a female fetus and grossly distended abdomen, and there was no anal opening. She's my daughter. I lovingly call her fetus. Thank you.
Very good. You know, the septum you have shown, we have seen it yesterday in other dog, is so characteristic. When you see this, you know directly what you are looking at. Well done. Thank you. Thank you.